My name's Julian. I'm the senior winemaker and general manager for Knappstein Winery and Brewery in the Clare Valley. It's the Knappstein Three. Knappstein was one of the first companies to produce Gewurztraminer in Australia. We've been making them since the early 80s. We make what's known as the Knappstein Three blend now, which is a blend of Gewurztraminer, Riesling and Pinot Gris. So it's kind of a wine where the sum of the parts, well, the whole is definitely greater than the sum of the parts. So it's about 70% Gewurztraminer, 20% Riesling, and about 10% Pinot Gris. And the way this wine works is the Gewurztraminer is all the opulence, the Turkish delight, the rose petal, the sort of the lychee, rich fruit flavours. The Riesling gives the wine some structure and some nice sort of juicy acid, and makes it a food orientated wine, which all of our wines need to be. They're wines for dining with, you know. And the Pinot Gris gives it some breadth and some bit of padding around the edge of the palate, and gives it a bit more of a richness to the back palate structure. It's an important combination because Gewurztraminer by itself is beautiful, luscious wine, but can be a bit flabby, a bit floppy, and a little bit higher in alcohol. But with the blend of Riesling and Pinot Gris, it really comes into its own and sings. So the basis of this wine is Gewurz. We have one beautiful Gewurz vineyard called the Edwards Vineyard that was planted in the late 60s. It's our only really high-end Gewurz resource. We've tried to develop others, and they're not quite there yet. I'm hoping they will be in a short period of time, but at this point in time we're still very limited amounts of this wine are made, about 1,500 cases a year, and it's a very similar proposition to the Ackland in that regard. It doesn't go into big retailers, mainly high-end dining, and actually probably about 70% of this wine actually goes to Ireland, of all places. Okay. It won their best white wine of 2006, and it's gained a bit of a cult following in Ireland, and they'll buy every drop we can make. However, we hold back a good amount for Australian premium on-premise and high-end restaurants to have, but it sells out every year, which is a nice situation to be in. 08's a lovely year. 09 will be released in about 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
Gewurz is quite a low acid aromatic variety, so the inspiration for this wine is derived from the Alsace, which is the home of all 3 varieties. They're the noble varieties of the Alsace. Hugel, which is a famous producer from the Alsace, makes what's known as a Gentil blend, which is a blend very similar in makeup to this one. It's the biggest wine to come out of the Alsace and one of the most popular. And this is our sort of version of the same style, and it really works really well for me.
It's interesting. Do you have a favourite food and wine combination at the moment?
This is an amazing wine with Thai food. Like it just, chili and ginger and coriander work so well with this wine. It's got a little bit of lusciousness to cut through some spice, but the aromatics are really punchy, like some of the great Thai foods you get. So it really works well. My other favourites, like I really have trouble going past a really nice piece of flathead or whiting with hand-picked Riesling, especially with salad and maybe some chips. I'm like pretty much done. Yeah,
Sounds good.
That's good. Now, these are all wines that go really well with food, and we make them to be so. Like we're not really interested in making big, rich wines that you know you have half a glass of and then you don't really need any more. We want something that you have a glass of and you go, oh wow, I could have 2 more of those. And that's why they're great wines in restaurants in the poor. Like, it's, you know, people don't really go out and go, oh, I feel like a Gewurztraminer blend tonight. But when these are served in restaurants, on the bar will go, oh, I'll try a glass of that, and I just get great feedback from sommeliers, restaurant owners saying, oh, you know, we smashed a case in a week. We started on the pour and people just loved it so much, and you know, tables were going through 3 bottles by themselves. So it's great feedback to get in that regard.